I know you're all probably wondering, like, why are we going to the Cryptozoology Museum? Well, the reason is this was one of the things that I wanted to do for my top 10 things in Maine, and I figured now that I've got some extra time in Maine, we can actually do it. So let's go. Now see, it feels weird with these sunglasses on, but I need them because the snow's so bright. Now see, it's gonna be a little strange because I'm not really gonna be able to do much in the car because I don't know where I'm going, so I need to put my GPS on. But once we get there, I'm hoping to get a lot of the exhibits and stuff, and maybe get some of the story backgrounds and whatnot, and I'll do like a voiceover montage-y thing when we get home. So this is gonna be really cool because I totally believe in this stuff. I don't know if you guys do, but it's gonna be neat. All right. I need to drive now. Bye. Okay, so we're here and it's really cool. There's like a little Bigfoot outside. I need to pay for parking, which is weird because it's a parking lot, but I need to pay for parking and then I'm gonna go inside. Okay, fine. This is so exciting. I'm so excited. Guys, it's so cold. I don't know the degrees, but the wind is like, whew, it is so cold. But we're here.
Hello, this is VoiceOver Jamie, and I will be your guide through this cryptozoology museum. Dang, that's a big fish. Now, one of the cool things about this museum in particular is that it had real animals as well as cryptids or myths in the museum as well. This here is a hallway of different interpretations for each like common cryptid or myth. So we've got like Nessie, we've got werewolves, all sorts of crazy things that people from their imaginations assume that these creatures would or could look like. This one here is an actual snake that they saw in Westbrook, Maine last year, and this is its skin that it shed, which was just super uber creepy. Now, the Jersey Devil, living in New England, you hear a lot about this Jersey Devil. This is definitely a cryptid that I am familiar with and have heard of before. It scares the living daylights out of me, for sure. They also included all of these mistakes and fakes for cryptozoology, knowing that, like, okay, obviously there have been some hoaxes, and they include that in the museum as well, which to me only verifies the information that they do have. For instance, this postcard. Nobody knows what it is, and they admit that they're not going to make any claims that it's a cryptid. They also have your common things like werewolves. I think everybody's pretty familiar with werewolves. And they include all of these super cool fossilized things, real things that people have found, real things that exist. Oh, bugs. I do not like the bugs. let's just skip right over that one. I apologize for my reflection in some of this video. Obviously, everything is behind glass because it is a museum. Another thing that they did in here, which was super cool, is that they would take a cryptid or myth and sort of apply it into pop culture. This is really neat exhibit. So these are all like life-size artistic interpretations of different cryptids. This one I had never heard of before, but I guess short person, to me it looks like a type of monkey. And I definitely never heard of this guy. I completely forget what his name is. Something Devil, the Denver Demon, or something along those lines. I know I've got footage of it. There he is, the Dover Demon. And he looks like an alien to me, like super creepy. Again, you can see all of the references in pop culture. Here's Mothman, which I have heard of but don't really know a lot about, but I have seen it before. Another great example of why I think that there's a lot of credibility in the evidence that they do have. This Montauk monster, or what they thought would be a cryptid or Montauk monster, actually ended up being like a raccoon carcass. And now cryptozoologists say, hey, it used to be considered a cryptid, but guess what? We figured out that it is in fact not. Now we're moving on to Bigfoot. Oh my gosh, this is probably the most popular, most common cryptid or myth that people know. I would even say past werewolf and all of that, because everybody knows Bigfoot. And man, they had a lot of foot castings. They also included hoaxes for Bigfoot, which is super cool. Like you can see the wooden plank footprints that people have used to sort of hoax people into thinking Bigfoot is real. James Stewart's letter, I guess he saw Bigfoot with his wife at some point, which I did not know. And they also include different hunts for Bigfoot as well. Some more foot castings, that sort of thing. And they've got all of these skulls for different mammals, which is kind of cool. It's like, it really is a real museum. I was worried when I was first coming here that it was gonna just sort of be a joke.
Guys, this is so cool, but also kind of overwhelming. There's so many exhibits and so much stuff in here. It's hard to be able to read everything. But it's really cool. It makes me think that I want to do like some series on cryptozoology and take on like one myth or legend at a time, call it what you will. So maybe that's something I'll do in the future, because this is all really interesting.
I at least find it interesting. I don't know if you guys will. So here is sort of a reproduction of a common photo of Bigfoot, which is super cool that they would do that. Some more foot castings, more and more. There's just, they like the feet. But Bigfoot leaves a lot of footprints, guys. We've got some more skulls of different, what I can assume is primates. Like I said, there was so much information that it's all sort of muddled in my mind together now. But it is really cool to sort of look up close and be like, wow. This would be a representation of like what a life-size Bigfoot would look like, I assume. But then they've also got this other big boy here. Oh!
Why are there Santa Clauses up here? You see, it's like Bigfoot, 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 Santa Claus. Okay guys, so that's the whole museum. It's 2 floors. We're basically done. I think I'm gonna go look through the gift shop though to see if maybe I can get myself a souvenir, especially if I want to start doing some videos where I go over it, because I generally find it extremely interesting. We'll go over more at home, but very cool. That was really cool. It was very different. It got me thinking a lot. I'm sure I'll say a lot of this in the video that I'm going to take when I get home, the voiceover or whatever. But there are a lot of myths I'd never even heard of, or a lot of legends. I don't know what to call them, because some of them are believable. So I'm like, I don't want to call them myths because that makes it seem fake. But yeah, it was really neat. And I'm so glad that I went. Guys, if you are ever in Portland, Maine, and you need something to do, something cheap to do, it was only $10 admission, and I learned so much. Like I said earlier in the video, it was a little overwhelming because there's just so much information being thrown at you. But it was really cool. But yeah, I'll talk more about it over the voiceover. For now, I'm gonna head home. All right, cool, bye. Hey everybody, this is Jamie from the future. Woo! You got to see like current Jamie for the video, voiceover Jamie, but this is Jamie later. Hi. So I'm actually just getting to record a different video. I'm like in the midst of getting ready for my day, and I was going over the Cryptozoology Museum and realized that I never really did like an indie bit. So here we go.
I genuinely had a lot of fun going to the Cryptozoology Museum. Like, it was a blast. I learned so much information. One of the really cool things that I think about it is that I can't remember in which display, but basically, here's an example of why some of these things could possibly be true. The giant squid. Now, the giant squid was considered a cryptid for like the longest time until they actually found one. Like, that's a thing. That's a real thing. I don't know the year in which that they found it, but it exists. So it just puts that little voice in your mind, and it's like, oh, this could be a real thing. But anyway, so I am really excited. If it's something that you guys would want to see, where I sort of delve deeper into each myth or legend, please let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know what your favorite myth or legend is, because I definitely have some favorites. I think the Loch Ness Monster has always sort of piqued my interest, being that my family heritage is from there. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you liked this video or you liked me, please feel free to hit the subscribe button down below. I would super appreciate it. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day and a beautiful, beautiful life. Okay, I have to go finish getting ready. Bye.